Hi folks, welcome to my new Paleopark, Barrett Paleopark. This is Dino Bob, and we'll be setting up a new challenge park today. We're going to start by cruising across the coastal map because I didn't want to start with the pre-built uh, structures. So I've eliminated those, and that ups my bank a little bit. And as we cruise out here, you'll see I've already put in one structure, the research center. That's it right down there at the bottom of the screen. And that's so I can start researching things almost as soon as possible. Um, you can see I've moved a few trees around and left this dark space on the screen, in the center of the screen, I mean. And that's where I'm going to put this pre-built starting structure, which includes a lot of the things that came with the base game, but a little less fancy to better suit the nature of this park. Uh, you can see it right there. It's got a staff center. There's staff coming out already. And there is a shop inside there and a restroom. But we're going to take you on a little bit of a tour so you can see that. Um, this is the new public testing build, and it's a challenge. So I am discovering some of the changes, like where the hide the user interface is. Um, and I hadn't when I filmed this. So you can see the walkway there. There's the guest generator down at the other end of the corridor. This would be the main entrance here. You can see I put in a pair of ticket booths, and you can see the restroom there as well. There's another opening, and this is to the guest services section, which is partially decorated, and that's where that shop is. I need to cover up that sauropod logo to make it look more reasonable. So we're going to go out through past the check-in there at the guest things, and you can see an implied first aid station and security services for the park. And this is where we'll be adding to things. Um, so the idea is that this is set in this rural area, and it is designed to try to minimize the impact of the zoo on the local area. You can see I've built out some of the groundwork there. There is some research going on right now, if I recall correctly, and setting up the first viewing area here. The research is to get the budget analysis or get the budgeting better for the zoo to make expenses a little easier. Uh, so now I'm laying out the rough area for the first animal and putting in the fence so I can see what I'm doing. The first part is to do a little terrain work to drop things down by that viewing area. So the animals will be below our guest height right there. And also in the back where I plan on putting a care building for them. And raising some of it so the whole thing isn't mostly flat. Um, so this preliminary work will be picked up in a bit. But the water is the next thing in because the way it drops down the terrain, it almost always needs to be cleaned up a little bit so the animals have easier access to it. Some of the animals have trouble if there's too much slope near the water. So we popped up, and there's the research center, and I only have the one team right now, and it looks like I didn't actually start it. This is starting it. There's the cost management is the first thing I chose to research. A lot of things have changed in the management for this park in the PTB. Staff works quite a bit differently. Ordering supplies for your park works quite a bit differently. But we'll be talking about some of those things as we go along. So I set this one fence up. That's the one the staff will be working over when they work with these animals. And you can see I didn't quite get the fence length right. So that's me correcting it. And I want that level of the bottom of the park of the building to all be at one level. That's why the floor pieces are there. The next step was to put in the hardscape. I'm working on one corner now, filling in that habitat marker area with rocks so the animals don't get through. But there's more boundary work that is being done off camera while things are happening. Um, I've got the game running right now, so my research team will do their thing. And I'm setting up a little cave area for the animals. Psittacosaurus seems like it might have been an animal that at least lived in burrows. Whether it made them or hijacked them is unknown. So I wanted to give them some space that they might find as a comfort space. This, as you saw with the painted rock, I wanted to match the rock to coastal, so there was a little bit of fussing around trying to get the tone to match the painting of the rock as close as I could. Just getting that tone right can be tricky. Having done that, any additional rocks that get placed will match up with this block of rock. Yes, I'm a poet, and yeah, a bad one. Anyway, the next step is terrain painting to get this stuff underneath what vegetation will be going in. And we, of course, have 3 starter animals. 2 are habitat animals, and 1 is a vivarium animal. We're starting with the dinosaur habitat animal. It's a classic starter for me, Psittacosaurus species, in part because there's an excellently well-preserved specimen that's told us a lot about these animals, including its probable color range. This is the first pass at doing the terrain painting. There will be touch-ups, and there's my first research completion. So I'm going to jump out of the terrain painting and find my next target for research. Some of the trees have been adjusted for this build, some of it reflecting the new game mechanics, and some of it just because things have become outmoded. So I decided to start with the induced androgenesis so we can have males. And now as I get closer to being able to put the animal in the park, it's time to make sure we're prepared for it. So in comes the intake warehouse, and this is going to work differently from before. You can see on the left a pop-up menu which tells you what you've got in your park, and on the right is your command menu to let you set up what you're going to import. I selected one unit of plants and insects, which the animal will eat, and merch and meals for the guests. You can also set repeats on these orders. There is an upper limit to that. I didn't do that at this point. I was kind of eager to get back to building this building. I'm using the modern pieces and basic pieces to build it right now. This is not what I really wanted. You can see I also didn't get the height of the walls right. But I'm not willing to spend my budget to get the theme that would provide what I want to use for this building at this time. That will come a little bit later. So there's the animal area, and now I'm putting a cover over the staff area and looking at plugging holes in this roof structure. The idea here is that part of this building will be open air to our staff, and part of it, that corner that's just gotten the roof, will be a storage area for the staff. The animals, yeah, we'll get there when we get there. So putting in posts now to establish the supports for that roof. Um, and there's the last walls for the outside part. I didn't furnish this at this point in the build. Uh, I do have a gate in there for the staff, and catching up on those missing walls for the look of the interior, and reestablishing that floor so I have the flat space so it completely fills the building. And except for that one corner, which is fighting with the fence and not wanting to agree. I put sand in there to give the animals a nice bedding ground. And the concrete in their area is going away. And some adjustments to the rocks are necessary to deal with the walls. And once again, we've completed a job of necessity for the research on the park, and decided to get started on getting a quarantine station going. And this is the first new staff thing. The staff is tired and looking for a place to take a break because we have staff break rooms now. So it comes as an interior, and it will do the job whether I build walls around it or not. I will get to that eventually. Always trying to save as much money as possible before we get animals in. And it's time to get some functional staff in, I think, because we're going to need a keeper and a laborer to move the stuff to get the animals going. And then it'll be time for an animal, so it's time for a nursery. I chose one that had a prefab build around it. And there's our Psittacosaurus. I want them set to realistic growth, and I want to set them down to youngsters so that they cost less to save money. Before they can go in, it really makes sense to get those necessities in. So we'll give them a feeding trough for their plants and a termite mound for their bugs. Now that they're in there, the staff can now move and fill those things. So there you see a nest went down on one side and bedding on the other side of this structure. So when these guys get old enough, they will be able to breed. I want to put another gate in on this side to make a shorter path because I noticed my staff was walking through the rocks in order to get in here. They're supposed to use gates when they're there, but clearly he decided the shorter path was through the rocks. Time to put in plants. This is a first cut at it using the brush to make it work for the animals, and animals are happy, so that matters. I'm going to put in some hay beds in that first little cave for them to make it flat and give them an incentive to rest in there. You may have noticed the information screen there. It's a starter. I have intentions to change that. And now a little more work on the main plaza. I picked up the curvings from the prefab that I had done, which is a shortened wall piece, and tricking out the rest of the places. And then for me, it was time to just get a better look in the habitat, putting in some rocks to work with some of the slopes. And you can see there's a crowd already, so the idea is that we're now taking in money so I can afford to do this. So a little fussy work with where things go, some readjustment of plants, give the animals a little more shade, and move some of the brushes plants into more interesting places. Looks like we're in the range to possibly make money, and it's time to mess with the pricing a little bit. I'm double checking how the guests think the park is priced, so we're going to raise the ticket price a little bit and make some adjustments on the range of pricing for the facilities that are right there. That check also showed me the guests were starting to get hungry, so it's time to put in a cafe. Another prefab that I made for this park, dropping it in right here. The T-Rex Cafe. And the last bit is putting in some more foliage for the forecourt, which is not finished in this video. And that's pretty much it. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, please. Till next time, you all be well, be good to each other, and take care till next time. Bye.